think it's Friday afternoon. It's like people still here. Tjena, är det bra? Schysst.
Sorry to start.
Sammy was one of the guys that we met back in the days in G-Spot. Was a great skateboarder back then.
Still am.
Still am, yeah. So yeah, we met back in the days. So now he works here. So yeah, it's a lot of like old skateboarders working here, or young skateboarder, whatever you want to say. So. Down here we have the financial department, this is the time department, and the marketing department. And this is what we call our lounge room. You guys play ping pong? Skateboarding is the most important subculture ever. If you've been skateboarding for 10 years, whatever you do in the rest of your life, you're going to still have the same mentality. Always remember being a skateboarder. My generation, a lot of those guys like got into it because it was kind of trendy, then it died out. After that, I started my own skateboard company, actually a mail order company out of my apartment named BAM, Backside Army. Call Backside Army BAM and our amazing staff and make sure you get the best skateboard products in 3 to 4 days. And that amazing skateboard staff was me, myself. But it's kind of funny because everybody, all the skaters in Sweden called and you're almost become a friend to everybody. It's like, hi, how are you? Yeah. Me and Pontus started working together back in '93. I actually had a skateboard camp down in Gothenburg and Pontus was there. Pontus Karlsson actually had his own mail order and we started talking. Maybe we should open up a distribution company together and open up a store. The reason why starting G-Spot was like finance our like skateboarding and have a good time, and making money wasn't that important. We've been doing a lot of crazy stuff, but we've never been doing anything to be mean. To be in Sweden and you can actually do whatever. It's like, of course the police came knock on the door and told us to stop selling liquor and don't have parties, but we didn't really give a shit.
Was G-Spot known as like the best shop?
It was the only shop to begin with. Through hanging out at the G-Spot skate shop, I got to know all the skaters in the clique that were hanging out there. Jens Andersson, Pontus Karlsson, Pelle Fredell, Magnus Gyllenberg, a couple more, yeah. Actually, I made their first video. It was called G-Spot Forever.
Yeah!
Early 90s, the core group of skateboarders in Stockholm couldn't be more than 25, 30 people. Skateboarding was really in for a change there, and it was really ugly and fashion-wise and tricks-wise. The natural street skateboarding scene in Stockholm has never been that good. It has a very poor architecture for skateboarding.
The ground is rough, so mini ramps was where people learned how to skate.
Right now we are in a park called the Humlegården, which is a legendary skate spot in the Stockholm skate scene. It was one of the places where we hung out during the summer times. We'll go to this mini ramp and buy beers and hang out and laugh and have fun.
In the early days of Stockholm street skating, there was people from different social backgrounds. I mean, there were people from the really upscale parts of Stockholm, and there were people from the more rougher neighborhoods as well.
Some of the skaters moved in from different parts of Sweden, and we lived collectively. It was a strange period. No one really knows how anyone got by financially.
Sell some boards, some sweatshirts, and maybe sell something else as well.
Well, the main spot for sure was Sheraton Hotel, as we call it. But it's not really part of Sheraton Hotel, it's just a delivery area for some shops.
It was outdoor, but still it has a ceiling over it, so he was able to skate there all year round. But there was this high metal curbs and a manual pad, and that's it. And everybody was skating there 10 hours a day and coming in from all over Sweden just to skate this spot.
You get that? Always when you cut yourself down here, like, what was that I cut myself on?
And you kind of remember the feeling you had when you were skating back then.
When you look at their book, The Sheridan Years, that was like the golden age for you guys. It's fun.
It's like I've been like in 4 generations and skateboarded. Jancy did send that book to me, so I got it at my office in LA, and I opened that book. It was a Friday afternoon, and started reading it, and I started remembering. I started like feeling really sad because like skateboarding was very small at that time, and the same crowd of people went to every contest, went to every spot, were out drinking every night together, and it was like very special time for sure.
There was a lot of pictures to choose from, and we decided to go with a more unsecure teenager on the way of growing up kind of direction. I never really had an intention of being a skate photographer, but at the time I always had a camera in my backpack and shooting regularly just the people around me rather than trying to get the perfect skate photo. I'm just trying to document the time we were spending together.
There was definitely a turning point when the new skate park opened up.
How'd you guys get it built?
YMCA?
The chief for the YMCA, he was really into doing stuff for kids and teens and trying to put his mind into subcultural stuff.
So he had something for the graffiti people and for the skateboarders, and he even had a pub for skinheads down in the basement. They had taken skateboards from the skateboarders and snapped them in half and put them on the wall. That was how crazy it was, that place. Ali Bolala. Back then he was so lightweight, so small, he could jump down anything. When we started skate with him, he cried every time he skated because he was so frustrated when he didn't skate good enough. You know, he was a huge Mike Carroll fan at this time. I think this is the day after he watched the Chocolate video when Mike Carroll does the feeble on Habba Hideout. And he just like, oh, I gotta do that, and he learned it. But he was always really aware of what was going on, and like skateboarding trick-wise, style-wise, he always made the right moves. Gregor, drinking 40s, Santa Monica Beach.
Yeah. The G-Sport era I think that was very important to the fact that skateboarding was getting back in the limelight again, and it was really cool, and there was like different companies that could offer money and sponsor stuff.
We could step out of the garage, you know, yeah. Out of the darkness.
Would you bring a lot of the skaters to like the ASR trade show in Long Beach?
Yeah, sure. It's like our team. We used to bring them there. So, Jobby, Andreas, Ali Bolala, and all those guys. Yeah. Back then, it was like we were part of this business just to have fun, and then we did that business from '93 to '99, and then we decided to start up WESC, or we. This is a collaboration we do with Bear Bricks, Medicom Toys, and going to be released in January. You're from New York, so you probably know Stash.
Yes.
He's from Brooklyn as well. And this is a pair of his denim, but this is like with a gold thread in it. And if you should sell them, it should probably cost about $5,000. So you don't sell them. But yeah. When we had G-Spot, G was like, for a Swedish word name, gemenskap is like all of us together. And then we started with we. It's actually the same feeling about us. I came down to, Humlegården, that skateboard place. And my son, who's like, he was 12 at that time, he was down there skateboarding, and he's like, every good skateboarder he saw, like, came up, hi, how are you, how are you? He's like, how can you know all those guys? Yeah, that's skateboarding, It's like, you met them once and you know them for life, so, yeah.
Is your son aware of all the generations of skateboarding? Do they see all the old pictures? And
He's like 13, he thinks everything was back then sucked. Because it's like, In 10 years from now, we'll probably respect it, but you know. Yeah.
Pelle Fredell, my father. He's my father, Pelle Fredell. He gives me everything I want, ma'am.
En sån här. En sån här. Någon som håller på jävlas. Filma inte ansikten.
Det är 5-1, det betyder brandbilar, brandkåren.
Vi har lånat den båten. Skämta, det var det värsta. Världens daja. Någon liten tjej som heter Pernilla som sökte Roger Wiesel som hade sagt att